business to the next level? With Truck.Pro, you get access to the best load board in the game, giving you the tools to find higher paying loads and streamline your operation. And right now, you can try the Pro plan free for 30 days, a $159 value. Click the link in the description to claim your free Pro plan and start making smarter moves for your trucking business today.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say viewer discretion is advised.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, episode 2, After Dark with Mark. What time is it? 1:05 a.m. CST. Let's see if we can make this an hour so I can get in a bit. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Come on and make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. I ain't gonna waste too much time because it's late. I didn't wait for the notifications to go out because I know it's late. So it is what it is. Shout out to Vin. Shout out to Shark. Shout out to Kelvin. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Mark Brown, what up? 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 What's going on? All right, so a few things we're gonna talk about tonight. We got to do a reaction. I see somebody dropped in Discord. Daniel got a new video. Going to react to that. First thing I want to talk about is last night's show. Last night's show with Vernon. I think I seen it best. Somebody put in the Discord. It was like paying for an expensive ticket to a bad movie. I just felt like it was a waste of my time. Uh, I'll never do that again. I think some people should stay off the internet. When you have beefs with people, I think some people need to leave they discrepancies off the internet. Some people just don't know how to play this internet thing. Like that troll thing, some people just not good at it. Some people just not good at it. And I just think Vernon, regardless of what their situation is, I think his approach on bringing it to the internet, I think what he thought, I don't know. I just didn't like it. All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl thing real quick. I didn't watch it. I don't watch the Super Bowl. Can't tell you the last time I watched the Super Bowl. Not really interested in it. I actually went grocery shopping and jumped in the Discord when the Super Bowl was on. I spent time in the grocery store because I knew wasn't gonna be nobody in the grocery store because everybody was watching the Super Bowl. So I could chill in the grocery store and take my time and do what I needed to do. Now I did catch the halftime show. I caught the halftime show. Shout out to Mark Brown. What's going on? General Freight. What's going on? Uh, uh, I caught the halftime show. My thoughts on it. It's kind of what I expected. It's kind of what I expected. The Super Bowl is a large place to perform. When I say large, I'm not talking about the setting. I'm talking about the actual, the build out, the stage, the feel. And I've never known Kendrick to be, a choreographer. I've never known him to perform with choreography. So I was kind of curious to see what he was going to do because the whole discrepancy with him and Wayne. And after watching that show, I'm not going to criticize him like I see a lot of people are doing. Um, but I mean, what do you expect? I don't think Wayne would have did any worse, And I'm not saying that Kendrick's performance was bad. What do people expect from him? He's a rapper. He's not a rapper that has a large, choreography type of dancer type thing going on. So, you got what you got. And I think they could have let Wayne perform, and I don't think it would have been any better or any worse, to be honest with you. I think it was okay for what it was. It is what it is. I don't understand why so many people get wrapped up in like the Super Bowl and the halftime performance and stuff. it's cool, to watch sports and be entertained, but I think people be a little bit too wrapped up in it, man, and all it is a distraction. I bet you was a bunch of people watching the Super Bowl that got a struggling box truck business. They could have been focusing on their business, or or struggling, or struggling cargo van, or something struggling. Somebody was struggling. It's somebody out there right now that could have been out taking advantage of, the opportunity, someone that door dashes or something any other time of the year. But tonight, when it probably would have been a good time to DoorDash or do Grubhub or Uber Eats, they took the opportunity to not do it when they do it every other time and watch the game instead of being out there when, the demand would have been high and the prices would have been high and the tips would be high. So I think it's a distraction. But for the most part, I didn't watch it. Don't really care. If the Chicago Bears was playing in the Super Bowl, I probably wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't care. The only thing that's going to really get me invested back into sports is if Michael Jordan comes back in rare form like he was in the 90s. Other than that, I don't know. That's my Super Bowl shit. Now, the Ye tweets. The Ye tweets. I don't think there's nothing different. If you follow Kanye, you're a fan of Kanye. Every time he has something he's working, he does this. So it's nothing new. If you pay attention, every time Ye got an album coming out or he's pushing something, he runs to the internet. When he doesn't have nothing he's trying to sell, he's quiet. All right. Whenever he's trying to push something, he runs to the internet and he tries to make everybody mad because whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whether you're mad, you're talking about him. All right. And he's at a point now where, he's not signed to Def Jam. He let go of good music. Uh, the Adidas thing is over. So Yeezy is, 100% him. His music is 100% him. So you can't cancel him. And I think he really started cancel culture back with the whole Taylor Swift thing. I think as far as I can remember, as far as being canceled on the internet, I think he probably was the first person. So I think he is the first. I think he created cancel culture. So, I think what he's doing, half of the shit that he's saying, I don't even think he really believes it or cares for it. He's saying whatever he needs to say to piss people off, to keep people talking, from Puffy to R. Kelly uh, to Mr. Adolf to who else? What else did he say crazy? Talking about the fat women to the corn that he was playing earlier. He had I can't say the word, but the corn that he had earlier, he put up like 6 or 7 corn videos to even what he did last week with the Grammys to you know, uh Puffy and talking to Puffy's sons and then following them. Like whatever the mass, majority of people have turned their back on, he's going to be in favor of it right now because it's going to give people that shock value and they're going to talk and it's going to keep them in the headlines and it's just what matters. You know what I'm saying? Good publicity, bad publicity, it's all the same. You keep people talking. So it is what it is. I don't think nothing's wrong. Honestly, I don't think anything's wrong with him. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And not to say if it's right or wrong, um, but I think, I think he understands what he needs to do to, keep people talking. And he's getting older. He's pushing 50. So his, his interest, obviously as you get older, it just fades away. So he has to push the envelope. He's known for pushing the envelope. So each time he has something, I think, to sell, he's going to have to push the envelope harder and harder. Now, what I don't understand is why they ain't came and got him yet. I would have been thought they would have came and got him, especially when you speaking on them people. Now, notice I said a bunch of stuff that he has done and he's talked about in a negative way for the past 2 two days, but I didn't mention the J. All right, he's heavy on the J. Now I ain't gonna say the word, but it's 3 letters and it start with a J and then with a W. But he been heavy talking bad and talking against them, and I'm just surprised with all the stuff he said. Why they ain't came and got him? Why we ain't why we ain't found or found him floating face down, or found him just in the tub, just out of there, in a hotel room somewhere, just out of there. But it is what it is. I don't think ain't nothing wrong with him. You know exactly what they're doing. People that talk to him, that you can kind of trust um their word. Like Cameron said, every time he run into Ye, he like a normal person. It's an act. It's an act. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on him. I don't think nothing's wrong with him. I've been a fan for years, and I know that every time he's trying to sell something, he does this. So no big deal. If you remember when Donda came out, he was wilding right before Donda came out, and once the rollout came, that was it. He just went back in silence again. All right, so boom. Now we got that out the way. Daniel put another video out. Now I heard he took some shots. Now I don't know. I haven't watched it because I want to get my authentic reaction. And I heard he took some shots at the OGs, and he did come up the other day. I don't know what's up with this guy. I don't really know what's up with this guy, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna react to this. Mark After Dark. Uh, just my thoughts, things on current events, things that may or may not be in the trucking space, current event things. Daniel was a cargo van guy. Obviously, if you follow the channel, this is a guy who I've been trying to help get on the right path. His mentality, and I don't know. It's like this guy is like, I don't know. He's like fighting some type of demon or something. I don't know. Let's just see what this new one is about. So this new one is, let me see what the title is. 30-year-old college dropout, do I regret my decision? This video came out 12 hours ago. It has a whopping 37 views and 3 likes. No comments. All right, let's see what he's got going on today.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Daniel. Welcome back to the channel, man. Today I'm gonna be talking about when I first dropped out of college. Like, I couldn't even believe it at first, man, to be honest, because that was like my dream, to go play college football, and at least I got to go do that. But I did choose to drop out, and I'm gonna just talk about that today. If you guys don't know, my name is Daniel. This is the Millionaire McQueen dream. Basically, this is a channel where it's like journey-based content. It's just about me going from zero to millionaire, and kind of just life and things like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to stay tuned to this video. All right, so I'll just go back, man. I'll just tell you how it all started. I went to private school basically my whole life. Well, originally I'm from Colorado. I live out in Dallas, Texas now, but I grew up and I went to a prestigious high school in the area. It's called Mullen. Anybody from Colorado knows about Mullen. We were really good at football. We won 3 state championships back to back, and I ended up getting a college scholarship to go play football at the it's a CSU Pueblo, sorry about that, Colorado State University Pueblo. And when I was up there, it was pretty good at first. I played football for my first year, and then I was getting ready to go into my second year, and I had got caught smoking weed, and that's when I lost my scholarship. And the coach,
So this guy had a scholarship, a football scholarship, and couldn't put the weed down. Hey Daniel, I know you're gonna watch this, but check
You
this out.
tweaking.
You tweaking, big dog. You can't put the drugs down. You still can't put the drugs down. So you say in your last video, I'm gonna try not to laugh, man, because this dude funny. I'm gonna try not to laugh at
my
this guy.
relationship with the coach got messed up, after that. And so I just decided to stop playing, because I didn't want to pay to play. I mean, whatever. So, but then.
And see, that's the thing with him. Like when he gets defeated based on decisions that he makes, it's always whatever, whatever, and he just gives up. He just gives up. He gives up on everything. He was, fuck it. I just give up. I give up. I give up. He's not putting forth any effort. He's not going above and beyond. This is a guy who wants to be a millionaire so bad. He puts millionaire, his name is Millionaire McQueen, but everything he attempts, he gives up on it. He gives up on everything he tries. When things don't go his way, he gives up.
And that was my whole reason for going to college. And so I ended up just dropping out of college. But at the same time, I was thinking that, like, okay, I could drop out and become a millionaire, you know, and that was kind of how that started, you know.
He said he could drop out and become a millionaire. This guy, bro.
I was also a conspiracy theorist and stuff like that too, and I thought the world was gonna come to an end. This was around 2012, like around that time. That's when I graduated high school, went to college. It was in 2012. So, but basically, when I got to college, I was really good at it. Like it was because the high school that I went to, they really prepared me for college. So when I got to college, all the classes was just way too easy for me. I had just straight A's for like my first year and a half, and then after that, I thought it would be clever to just fail out instead of just, you know, finish strong and then just drop out. I was like, no, I'm just gonna fail completely. I had never gotten an F in my life. Like, you know, I was A's and B's pretty much only. Have you ever felt like the traditional?
You didn't get an F in your life. Life, you getting an F in life. You didn't never get an F in your life. You getting an F in life. Right now, you getting an F, Daniel, in life. You flunking right now, big dog. We just did a play on words. I never got an F in my life. No, but you getting an F in life. Right now, you failing.
Path that we've been given to go to school, graduate, get a job, get a house, start a family, and then the whole thing repeats itself so that they could go to college and get a job too, right? I don't even necessarily agree with that, especially not nowadays. It was definitely a lot more believable back then when I was in high school. But if anybody's in high school right now, I don't even know if I would be thinking about college unless it was only to go hang out with people, you know? So, let me see. So, yeah. I pretty much told y'all a little bit about why I went to college. It's
hey man, he hot as hell in that car.
Football, and
you could tell he
when
just
I went to college, I studied
depressed.
Construction management. Well, I was really good at math, and so I thought I wanted to be an architect for whatever reason. And so I went to CSU Pueblo. They didn't have an architect program, however, they did have construction management. So I don't know if you guys know about construction management. This is like they had like surveying, stuff like that. You can get a career in surveying or construction management. Construction management is like basically they manage the contractors and all the subcontractors under them. Everybody kind of like goes through the construction manager. The construction manager is going to be the one working with the architects and the engineers and that type of thing. And so actually it was pretty cool. I learned a lot. You know, got to use the software to build. Well, since I dropped out, I didn't get to do too much of this, but they had these like studios where you could create infrastructures, like you could come up with plans and drafts, and like you could basically within this software, you could basically create a building or create a house, whatever you needed to. That was pretty cool, you know. I did get to a point where I was like, I don't really know if I want to become a surveyor or a contract manager. And so because it sounds like a good job, like now that I'm really thinking about it, but I don't know if it just was boring as hell in school. So I thought that was the problem, maybe if I changed my major. So I went in and I started just talking to the counselor about changing my major. And she was like, well, what do you like to do? And I was like, I like to talk, you know. So for some reason I was like, I like to do public speaking, so maybe I could be a teacher, like an English teacher or something, because I had an English teacher in high school who would always just like ramble on, like he would go on these side tangents. Like if you ask him a question, you could get him to just start talking about something forever, and then as soon as he went back to go to the work, then you just bring up another like random topic and he'll just go off on a tangent, or maybe he'll go off on his own tangent. Before you know it, the class is over. So I was like, I want to do something like that. That sounds cool. He didn't even teach shit for real. It was just like he would just talk, and we would just listen to him talking, you know. Anyway, so I told the counselor that, and then she tried to tell me, or she asked rather, she said, well, do you like to read? And I was like, hell no, I don't like to read. And she's like, I don't think an English teacher gonna be right for you. And then I just started to think, like, why the hell am I putting myself in a box? Like it doesn't matter what I do. I don't want to do any of this. I just want to live life. Where's the major for that? And I gotta start making videos, basically talking shit to the older generations too, because they just think that us young people don't want to work. So we gotta tell them, man. It's not that we don't want to work. It's just that we don't want to do no bullshit work that we don't feel that brings purpose into our life. And then,
fuck your purpose, dude. That dude said, where's the major just for living life? Now, mind you, that's fine. All right. If you want to, figure it out and thug it out until he figure it out and live like a Viking, yeah, that's cool. 20s. You can do that through your 20s. You know what I'm saying? Figure shit out. Hopefully by the time you get 30, you got it together. But we know what path Daniel chose. And see, this is where he's not still getting. All that he talking about is great. It's just not great for him no more. And we know why it's not great for him. Look at him. Look at him. He miserable. Daniel, you miserable. You are miserable. I saw in a video he put out the other day. Somebody, I think they said they unfollowed him because, they had hope for him, but he ain't got no substance. He ain't got no substance. I gave him the blueprint on what to do for content, and it looked like he started in that process, but now he's sitting up here like, Daniel, this is boring, man. This is boring. Where you're going to get ahead is showing your journey, sitting in a car, talking about how you fucked up and how you keep making excuses is not going to draw in an audience. Even with me reacting to your stuff, I'm monitoring the subscribers. People are telling me, man, Mark, it's better when you react. It's more entertaining when you react to his content. Me reacting to your content is more entertaining than your own content for yourself. Because you're not listening to what I'm telling you to do. Jesus Christ, bro.
I feel like a lot of the older people, they just say, well, you guys are mentally weak or whatever the fuck. I mean, if you want to act tough, that's cool or whatever, but I think that it's very strong to have a good mental health, because, like, let's just say that you do something every single day that you don't love to do. Why would you do that? Why would you continue to do that forever? Well, that's just what you have to do. Your life's not about you. Once you have kids, you just have to work forever. I'm just like, where's the logic in that? Wouldn't it make logical sense for you to do something that you love to do?
He said, where's the logic when you have kids, you got to work to take care of the kids? Where's the logic in that? Still thinking selfishly. The logic is you laid down, Daniel, you probably watch it because I know you watch. You laid down. I don't got to get graphic. I'm not going to get graphic. It is Mark. It is After Dark with Mark, so I could get a little graphic. But you know what you did. You know what you did 6 years ago. You know what you did. Hold on. Let's stick with 6 years. You know what you did 6 years ago. And guess what? Before you did what you did, life was tough for you. It was tough. But you did what you did anyway. And guess what? When you did what you did, life got tougher. But you didn't learn your lesson. You bounced her from mama house to mama-in-law house, now with a baby. Still fucked up out here in these streets. You were still fucked up out here in these streets. You went from fucked up to more fucked up out here in these streets. But you didn't stop there. You didn't learn your lesson. You went and laid down and you did it again. 3 years after that. So now you even more messed up. Still in the same predicament. You thought you would have learned your lesson the first time. If your dream was to become a millionaire, then you should have focused on becoming a millionaire. We're gonna give you the first one. All right, you didn't know no better, but you didn't learn your lesson there. Each time you do what you did, you create another bill. And clearly, mentally, you're not strong enough to take on all that extra weight and still go ahead and go and do what you got to do, because you give up on things too easily, Daniel. You give up on things too easily. But it don't stop there. So after that, you had the second one. You still want to be this millionaire. You still ain't put forth no effort. Still bouncing from mom to mom-in-law house now with your wife and 2 kids. And then guess what? Recently, 3 years after that, you did the same thing again. So now you got your wife, a newborn, a 3-year-old, and a 6-year-old. You just got fired from Amazon Flex. You got fired from a gig app. And you still talking this same shit. Talking about where's the logic. You gave your dream each time you had a kid and still not having yourself together and progressing forward. You put that dream further and further and further and further on the back burner. I don't understand how many times I gotta say this. I don't know how many times I gotta say this for you to get this shit through your big ass head of yours. You selfish. Your life, where's the logic in that? You gave up your life. I don't understand.
Why the hell would you like? You can't figure out no other way to live life other than to just be depressed every day, doing what you have to do, but knowing that you did it because you did it for your kids. And by the time your kids are gone,
I don't think he's depressed. I don't think he's depressed. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't think he is. I think he's just not making rational decisions. I think he's making selfish decisions. You know what his issue is? He's a kid that started having kids, and he's a kid that has still not matured. You would think one person, once they have a child, it would mature them immediately. In his case, that didn't happen. It didn't happen for him, right? So what happens is he had one that didn't mature him. He had another one that didn't mature him. He had another one that didn't mature him. So it's safe to say life is going to have to really kick him in the ass. One or two things I think is going to have to happen for him. Life is going to have to kick him in the ass, or that woman going to end up threatening to leave him. It's going to be one of them two things that's going to have to really get him going. That either life is going to kick him in the ass, which we see life is starting to really kick him in his ass, or that woman going to threaten to leave him.
You know, they're off living their own lives and, you know, starting their own families and stuff, and then now you're left with this house that's because you raised them in. Now it's all messed up, and now you have to. Like, I just don't agree with that dream to just, you know, go to college, get a job, get a house, now just pay off debt for the rest of your life. You pretty much have to work forever for, like, let's say you, by the time you get your first house, you're 30 or even 25, let's say, but it's a 30-year mortgage. So now you just doubled your life. Like, and now you're still not even close to being ready to retire for like another 10, 15 years. So what are we talking about here? It's either chase your dreams, become an entrepreneur, or at least try to find some type of way that you could live off the grid or do something. Like, there's all types of stuff, man. I remember I was on a YouTube channel. They were talking about people who don't want to work a job anymore and how they're like living in their cargo vans and living in tents and shit. And they're really like criticizing these people. I don't understand why you would criticize someone who figured out a way to survive without having to work. Like,
he's talking about me. Why would I not? You the same way. Why would you not? Who wants to fucking live in a tent? Why the fuck would I want to live in a tent and in a goddamn it van life? Because they found a way to live without having to work in a job. So, okay, so let's not work jobs. But if we go get this tent, we can live in this tent in the park on long side of the highway or under this damn it viaduct or this bridge, so we don't gotta work. So that's acceptable to him. Now, mind you, this is a guy with 3 children. This guy has a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old. Oh yeah, I'm on his ass. Pause, I'm on his ass. This is a guy with a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-month-old talking like this. How can you criticize somebody that's willing to live in a tent and in a van because they found a way not to have to work a job? This is coming from a guy with 3 little bitty kids. You know why he'll never be a millionaire? And Daniel, I know you watching this, but I'm gonna tell you what can't nobody gonna tell you. You're not gonna become a millionaire. You don't have the mindset. You give up on things too easy. You don't finish nothing you start. And as soon as you run into some situation, you say, oh, fuck it. Everything we followed this guy, as soon as he runs into a situation, oh, fuck it. You don't finish what you start. Millionaires are the hardest workers. You can't even get through a block. You can't even make it to an Amazon relay block on time. And then because you were late for all these blocks, they fired you. It was, oh, well, fuck them. They don't care about me anyway. But ever since we met you, you were an advocate for gig work. You can't make it to gig work on time. You will never become a millionaire. This is when they gonna say, oh, Mark, you hating. I think y'all better leave me alone and stop saying that shit. Because every time y'all tell me that, it's people that's homeless out here or damn near finna be homeless. Everybody I tell that shit to, they end up having to come back to me with their tail tucked between their legs, on their way from being homeless. Because they got these goddamn it false sense of reality illusions in their head. What's wrong with these kids? What's wrong with y'all? This Mark After Dark, man. Listen, I'm not. Listen. I'm not censoring nothing. Why y'all be thinking like that? Why y'all think like this man just literally said, man, I'll live in a van or a tent. So we know he got a family. So he's willing to live in a van or a tent with his family, damn near so many words, so he don't have to go work a traditional job.
Cares? Like back in the day, they said we used to call that homeless. Like it's just, I mean, I guess it is whatever you say. These people, I don't understand why you would criticize in tents and shit, and they're really how they're like living in their cargo vans and living in tents and shit, and they're really like criticizing these people. I don't understand why you would criticize someone who figured out a way to survive without having to work. Like, who cares? Like back in the day, they said we used to call that homeless. Like it's just, I mean, I guess it is whatever you say it is, you know, like wherever you decide to live, that's up to you, man. Like, you know, if you want, because you could say something completely different to somebody. Like, this is my thing. When I look at older people, a lot of like, you know, people that would be my parents' age or whatever, because their kids are like in their 30s. So they're empty nesters, and they didn't work their whole life off now they have these houses. They still don't have, some of them still don't even have a retirement, all different kind of stuff like that. And yeah, they're only in their 50s and stuff like that. So I'm talking about like 50-year-old range. Some people like that still don't even have a retirement plan in order. And you know what I'm saying? And they're still working, like they have to do physical work, or maybe, I guess if they have to do.
That sounds like a personal problem, Daniel. That sounds like you trying to make an excuse. That's those are personal situations. There's a bunch of people in their 50s that got retirement plans. What they got to do with you? You got 3 kids, a wife at 30, and you have no plans. What's going to happen if one of these kids wants to be the complete opposite of you and they want to go to college? You 30 years old, you got 3 kids, you got this lazy mentality, you want to become a millionaire, and you're not even in a position to start socking stuff away for their future because you refuse to go out and do what you need to do. This goes back to what I'm saying, selfish. You're not even prepping and preparing for the future. What you gonna tell your kid? Oh, I can't afford it. I didn't want to work. I was chasing this millionaire shit, thinking I'm gonna become a millionaire doing Amazon Flex and Door fucking Dash. I moved across country against people's advice, and when I got here, I couldn't pay rent. And he's not the only one. A bunch of the people his age range, they think like this. And then they get mad when you tell them this shit is fucking stupid and it's dumb. And even when they're failing and they damn near homeless, their attitude and the mindset still don't shift. This shit is like, if you told me 10, 15 years ago that this would be the mindset of a person of 30 years old today, I would not have believed you. I would say, man, there's no way people are going to not want to work. They rather be homeless. Man, Mark, they rather be homeless with their family. I'd be like, bro, you tweaking. You telling me that's what the future hold? Is that what the future hold? I wouldn't have believed you. I would have put everything up and I would have lost. I would have lost. This shit should be studied, bro. His brain should be studied. This is crazy.
Work where they could sit, like work from home or something. That might not be too bad. But like I was thinking about my dad, he works physical labor jobs, and I think he's 57 years old now. And so he drives trucks and stuff, not like the semi trucks, but the box trucks. I guess he has a CDL class. I forget, whatever. It don't even matter. He got a CDL, but he doesn't do that. He works with this other company, but he broke his toe on the lift gate. So he broke his toe in it, and that put him back 8 weeks. And it's like, even older people don't have it figured out. So I don't know why it's always, oh, younger people, y'all don't want to work. And it's like, well, older people, y'all work, but y'all.
That's situational. That's your daddy. I know older people that got it figured out. I know younger people. I had it figured out. I'm sitting here talking about you. Comfortably. So that's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. My OG retired. She had it figured out. I got subscribers that's retired. They had it figured out. That's a goddamn lie. You know what he does? This is what he does. And I told him this on the stream the other day. I said the other day, he finds coping mechanisms. He looks to find reasons. He looks for things to kind of coincide with his thoughts so that he can have an excuse or not to go out and do what he needs to do. Oh, well, my dad doesn't have his shit together, so, it's okay. Or you know what? There's a bunch of other people that don't got their shit together my age, so that's fine. Oh, look at them. They're fucking living in a tent, and then they're living under a goddamn bridge with their family, and they don't have to work. See, we're free. if I see another person living under a bridge or a tent or so, I'm gonna feel bad for him, but I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, I want to be like that. I'm gonna use that as an example. Listen, I do not want to be in that situation. What do I need to do so I don't have to be in that situation? That bro, I don't understand this guy. There's no way in the world I got 3 little bitty ass kids and I'm thinking like this, bro. What is wrong with
Still
this
got
dude?
problems too. So I don't know what it is, you know. And maybe I'm just immature as hell for what I'm about to say, but I think it's so dumb that we like that people talk shit about people who stay at home. Like, what's so wrong with staying at home with your parents because they just sacrificed their entire life for you to work? Like, does that make sense? Listen, hold on. Let me say it again. They literally buy a house around the time when you're a child or before you're born, right? Like, this is the goal. Like, we're speaking the American dream. Go to college, get a job, get a house. If you go to college, you get a job, and then you get a house with somebody that you married or whatever, and then you guys start a family. Now you're telling me that you're gonna raise them in that house. And then for whatever reason, because society says that there's a timeline on when individuals should leave the house, right? When they should leave the nest. So now you're gonna say, well, you can't stay in my house anymore. So I don't understand that, man. It just seems like to put them in a better position instead of having them to go to college and get a job and do all this stuff just to get a house. Why can't they just stay in the house and then stack up as much money as they can, and then they could either turn around and buy their own house, or they can start a business, and then at first the business is not going to be stable, and so at least they don't have to pay their rent and stuff like that. And then now the kids could just boom 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 be stacking up, building up business credit, personal credit, and then they could buy a house. They could buy a house and still stay at their parents' house because they could put in renters. You know, they could become rental landlords and stuff like that on rental properties. Man, I'm telling you, it's just so much outside of this. Oh, just
So here's where he's right and he's wrong. So he's right, mean as far as I don't think nothing's wrong with staying at home until you figure out and you save up enough money that when you do leave the nest egg, you don't have to come back. But here's where he's tripping at. It's different if Daniel was, a single man with no children and he was working and contributing to the household, let's say, and he was working towards his goal of becoming a millionaire. That's great. I'm with you. Stay at home, take advantage of being at home while you get your shit together and run your bag up so that when you leave, you have enough soldiers to fight that war out there in the world on your own. Now here's where I disagree with him at, because he's using that as another crutch. Here's where I disagree with that. Once you decide to start your own family in your parents' household, then that's a different story. Not only do you start a family, you get married, you have one child, then you have another child, and you have another child. So you got 3 little children, a wife, all living under your mother's roof. Daniel, that is completely unfair. Your mother, she worked hard to buy a house to, you know, have home ownership, right? What was once called, buying a home back in the day was, considered, a part of the American dream. But I don't think she had it in mind with you going out here starting a family and living off of her. See, it'd be different if it was just you and she was just, letting you stay there while you figure things out. But to have a wife and 3 kids and live off of her, that's selfish, it's unfair, and it's very irresponsible. Because once you decide that you want to start your own family, you become the head of the household, and it's your duty, it's your obligation to take care of your family. You shouldn't start a family unless you're prepared to be the head of the household. See, your mother is the head of your household. Your immediate family, you, your wife, and your 3 children, when you're under her roof, she's the head of the household. You're using that as a crutch. Oh, my mother went to work to buy a house, so we should be able to stay there. So you can go fuck. It's after dark with Mark, man. So you could keep on fucking, just fucking irresponsible, making babies and smoking weed, like 5 Star said in Discord. Daniel's good for smoking weed and making babies. You can just keep making these babies and just thinking mama gonna take care of them. That ain't cool. That ain't right. That's bogus. The problem is you just ain't really had nobody sit up here and tell you the truth. So you think it's fair to just keep fucking, having babies, ain't got a pot to piss in nor window to throw out them, and just, oh man, we can live with mama. And when mama gets tired, we can go live with your mama. And when she get tired, we can come back and live with my mama. Nah, that ain't what it was. That ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. So no, you wrong. If it would have just been you and you out here trying to figure this shit out, that's the difference. Yeah, stay at home as long as you can and you need to while you figure this shit out. In his situation, no, he's wrong. That's selfish. That's irresponsible. It's bogus.
Go to college, get a job, and I know everybody is on to that now, dude. It's like that type of plan. It did work for a while, I think, and it even worked for like if y'all are '90s babies, whatever. It worked for our parents' generation, Generation X, but that ain't working no more, man. Like, I mean, yeah, I understand there's still people go to college, get a job and stuff like that, but as far as just like, you know, the masses and that just being the general thing that you do, and like that's what you put all your eggs into one basket with, just going to college and getting a job, I just think that's a wrap, man. Like, it's done. I mean, I think there's still a lot of potential with trades. You know, one thing that I learned from asking AI, how soon will AI take over? They basically say one thing, hold on. They say one thing that they can't take over is like plumbers and electricians. And
this Mark said he asked AI, when is AI gonna take over? See, now he done got a hold of the chat GPT, and that's just going what that's going to do is he's already not exercising his brain, and now he's not finna exercise it even less. Listen, in a time of in a situation, and if he gets in a situation where his critical thinking skills, they're already bad, they're gonna get worse. This is why he gives up. This is why when he's faced with adversity, this is why when he's faced with an issue, he just throws his hands in the air and gives up and walks away from it and says, fuck it. He can't think critically. He can't think when he's faced with adversity, when he's faced with situations. And now he's going to start using this, and this is going to make it worse. Because he's going to go to this to make decisions for what he should do in his fucking personal life. Like, this motherfucker gonna be asking Chat GPT, yo, should I hit it from the back? Should I hit it from the front tonight? Should I do it missionary? Like, he's going to Chat GPT for every fucking thing now. It's After Dark with Mark. The man asked Chat GPT when Chat GPT was going to take over. I can't even get people to go follow his fucking channel. He's losing subscribers. I'm trying to get people, I'm trying to shed light on this kid so he can get his monetization, so he can get a check from YouTube, so he can help these kids. But he don't even know how to follow the blueprint that I gave him. He's gonna talk himself out of people wanting to watch his content. Because don't nobody want to hear this shit. Ain't nobody gonna want to help a person who's not trying. He don't need to talk. He just need to go show people you working and you struggling, and that's what's gonna make people want to help you. It's just like the guy in his comments said, bro. Like I'm unsubscribing. You have no experience in anything. Clearly, there's no value. You're not entertaining. You can't educate. Stick to the journey. Stop. We don't want to hear this conspiracy shit. We don't want to hear none of this shit. Why? Because we not listening to you because we don't see results. I can't even get 10 people to go follow this kid's channel.
You know, these type of skilled individuals now, unfortunately, they're gonna take over the truck drivers. I know truck drivers, it might not be for another 30 years, but eventually, man, that's why it's another thing looking at the cargo van. It's like, I could do all this work to put into this cargo van, but ultimately, we already know they're gonna take over the Amazon drivers. You know what I'm saying? So
how is a goddamn it AI going to take over somebody lifting a refrigerator into somebody's home? How is AI and a robot going to take over someone delivering a sofa up 3 flights of stairs? Goes back to what I said. More excuses. He's making more excuses. Oh, well, you know what? No need to go work because they're just going to take it over anyway. Why go start when they're just going to take it over? He's making excuses. He's going to find every excuse in the book not to take his ass to work. But this is the guy who wants to be a millionaire. Amazon Flex lets you go for being late. You still were doing the Target shit. You still could do the Uber shit. The what they call it with the food eats, the Grubhub, the DoorDash. He let one thing defeat him and he just threw his hands up in there. I already told him you can't build a business off of gigs. But he argued me tooth and nail. Went across country. Now he behind the 8 ball. No, we have to shed light. He's a content creator, right? So it's all fair. Follow his channel, Millionaire McQueen. I'm trying to get people to follow his channel, man, so he can get monetized, so we can get him some YouTube money, so he can, have some extra income coming in. But Jesus, he makes it hard. He makes it hard for me to react to this shit. He's not asking me to do this. I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart to shed light on this kid to help him out. But man, if he keep talking this dumb shit, I don't know.
I don't even know. They're gonna take over the Uber Eats, all little things like that, customer service, all those type of jobs. So actually, that's a whole nother video that I need to make, man. Is like this AI takeover. Like, it's not to be on no conspiracy theories, like, oh, AI about to take over, whatever. But it's just about think critically about how you're about to work in the near future, because obviously you're not gonna have the same opportunities as people had in the past, because most entry-level positions will be fulfilled by robots, pretty much. I don't know, that's just the reality of it. So yeah, man, so I kind of talked about why I ended up dropping out. Actually, there's more context to that. I had really got into doing psychedelics at a young age. Like, I was in high school when I started doing mushrooms and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
my God.
That was, for me, it was like real spiritual and stuff, just like,
he a fiend.
I don't know, man, unless you've been on mushrooms or something. Like, to me, it was like a spiritual connection with God or whatever. Like, I'm not religious anymore, per se. Like, it's just...
Did this man just say doing drugs was a spiritual connection with God? This man done lost his goddamn it, man.
Like, I'm not religious at all, actually. I don't I don't follow religion anymore. I can make a separate video about that too, but I was just saying that is like an experience.
That's another
where
thing.
you
He
connect
ain't got
with
God in his
the
life.
higher realms, the higher dimension, whatever. I'm not gonna get all too deep in that or whatever, but if you're on mushrooms, you could just simply say it's a spiritual connection with God or the source or whatever, right? So during college, I was doing a little bit more. I was doing the LSD, man. I had a roommate who had it. He would keep it in the freezer, and so he was.
This nigga a fiend. He a goddamn fiend. LSD? Hold on. LSD. Acid is a powerful psychedelic drug that can alter a person's thoughts, emotions, and sensory perception. It's also known as acid or Lucy. LSD can cause mystical, spiritual, or religious experiences. At higher doses, LSD can cause visual and auditory hallucinations. LSD is a Schedule One drug in the United States. LSD also prohibited the chemical causes spiritual or mystical. Yeah, he might be on LSD now. That's probably why he be talking like this. Mushrooms. He said mushrooms too. Hold on. Mushroom drug. Mushroom drug. What that do for you? Psilocybin mushrooms, also known as magic mushrooms, are a group of fungi that contain psilocybin, a psychedelic compound. Psilocybin mushrooms can cause hallucinations, euphoria, and changes in perception. Hallucinations can cause hallucinations, changes in perceptions, euphoria, distorted sense of time. Mushrooms can cause a distorted sense of time. Mushrooms can spiritual experiences. So he probably, I don't know if he's still on this shit, these mushrooms and this LSD. But if he is, now the shit is starting to make sense. And if he isn't, he probably did so much of that shit that it's done fried his thoughts. Because to me, I just, here's why I'm fascinated with this situation. Is because you think a person that has as many children as he does at such a young age, like I would think you'd walk in the door and you'd see him, and that would just be enough for you to get your ass up and go ahead and go get to it. But that's not enough. This motherfucker's still talking this dumb shit. So I'm like, why isn't it clicking in his brain when he see these kids that he should get up off this dumb shit and take his ass to work? Now it's making sense. He might be on these LSDs and these mushrooms because we done caught him in a couple lies since we've been following this journey. He said he quit school, but then we found out he got kicked out of school. Because remember last year he said he quit school because he was too smart for it. He said, I was too smart for school, so I quit. Now we finding out he got his ass kicked out. He got caught smoking the dope. He got caught smoking the dope. And not only did he get caught smoking the dope, the what they call it now, the za, they probably wasn't calling it za back then. They probably was calling it loud. He got caught for smoking the loud, but he was also on the mushrooms and he was also on the LSD. So he got high in the cloud, lazy with the munchies, and he was tripping in his brain. This is why he thinking he can just become a millionaire just randomly without doing nothing. Because the drugs is playing tricks on his mind. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still on this shit today, to be honest with you. Shout out to, who's that, 920? What's going on?
selling it or whatever. But anyways, I would buy some from him like pretty much every day. So I would like when I was working as a server.
Wait, hold on.
So he was selling. Mate who had it, doing a little bit more. I was doing during college. I was doing a little bit more. I was doing the LSD, man. I had a roommate who had it. He would keep it in the freezer, and so he was selling it or whatever. But anyways, I would buy some from him like pretty much every day. So I would like when I was working as a server.
So he was buying the dope every day. He was a fiend. Hey, it's all fair, man. It's content. I can react to the listen. If you don't want nobody knowing your business, you should do content about it. All right. So he was a fiend. He was a fiend. Every day, LSD. How much LSD cost? Because I ain't no dope fiend, so I don't know. LSD cost. How much is LSD street prices? Let's see. LSD is an illegal drug more commonly known as acid. You'll find this drug offered on the streets for a wide range of prices. Generally, LSD is available for as little as $5 per gram, up to $200 per gram. Factors affecting this vast disparity in drug prices. Well, we know he probably was spending he probably was buying it in a smaller portion. But he was buying it every day. But here's the thing. A lot of the stuff that he be talking about, like where his mind be, after I've read, the effects of these drugs, now I kind of see. I kind of see where he might be on the dope. He might be on the dope. Now it's making. See, this is why I was fascinated, because I'm fascinated with trying to figure out why this motherfucker can't get it through his head that he needs to take his ass to work. Now it makes sense. He might be on the dope.
At a Golden Corral, I would take my tips and then I'd buy like maybe 1 or 2 hits from him pretty much every single day for like I think like damn near, I don't even know, man. It was like for a few months, honestly, and I would just do that stuff. Like I would.
So he took his tip money and bought 1 or 2 hits. So how much a hit? Who took that before? How much a hit cost? This is why he ain't got no money.
I would take the LSD and then I would just learn about stuff. Like I was just learning about everything. Like I just started just learning whatever I wanted to learn about. Just whatever, just learn.
So the LSD make you learn? 500 to $1,000 per sheet, 100 tabs of LSD. So the LSD will make you learn. A sawbucket hit.
For just instead of going to college was just dumb. It just dumbed me down so much. It was just the dumbest, easiest shit I ever. Like I understand I went to a public school, but I don't know. I know that there's private schools and stuff like that you could get into. Not saying that I could have afforded that. I mean, whatever, man. It just wasn't for me anyways. But I would just start learning stuff. Like, and the more I learned, the more I started questioning stuff. And so I really couldn't get behind the idea of, going to school to get a job to, in my opinion, be a slave for the rest of my life. And so that was when I got actually really rebellious about it. And I was just like, I don't believe in this at all. I don't believe in this, go to college, graduate, like none of that, And so just to be honest and true to myself, I dropped out of school. And I said, I'm gonna find a way without having to sell out and because by that time I'm compromised, man. Like if I don't believe in something, like if I think that that's wrong, that we teach society that they should basically go and be slaves forever. And everybody always says, well, it's not slavery. Oh, the slavery was, you guys know what they say, the slavery.
Goes back to what I said, making excuses. So here, once again, for context, for people that came in late, this is a guy who has a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-month-old that consistently makes excuses about taking his motherfucking ass to work to take care of his kids. He keeps finding more excuses till he don't take his cat. So he just want to be homeless. Rent still ain't paid. Still making excuses. Oh, well, I don't want to be a slave. So fuck your kids then. Just fuck the 6-year-old, the 3-year-old, and the 5-year-old. Fuck feeding them. Fuck clothing them. Fuck the health care, the Medicare. Fuck if they get sick. Fuck if they want to go to college later. Just fuck all that because I'm selfish. I don't want to go to work because it's slave and why should we have to do it? And that's the old way of doing things and this, that, and the third, but you got 3 kids. But constantly making excuses while sitting here miserable than a motherfucker, hot than a motherfucker. Clearly with a lot on your mind because you just rambling. Instead of taking your ass down the street and filling out some applications. I told the motherfucker to go push carts at Walmart. I said, go sign up to be a cart attendant. Go sign up to push carts. Go be a stock boy. The migrants is getting ran up here. Go to a warehouse. Go get a warehouse job. You should be able to get a warehouse job right now. The migrants they ain't coming to work because they scared the ICE finna come in there and get them. You should easily be able to go get a job right now. Walmart, from what I understand, always hiring. Amazon always hiring. Go work at Amazon. Go be a DSP driver. Go work for a DSP and drive the van every day. They going to pay you $20 an hour. Stop making these dumb ass excuses, man. Looking miserable. That motherfucker look at this. No matter where I stop the video at, he got the same miserable expression. The same expression. Look at it. Just miserable. He can't even look at the camera. Look.
I don't agree.
Wherever I paused it at, he got
with that either.
It's just still miserable. It don't even matter. Listen.
Because I actually looked at my
like it don't matter where I stop because it's in him. He's miserable.
Genealogy, I mean real records, not just taking a DNA test. That's like that's for entertainment purposes anyways. Man. Like they just lying about that shit. How the hell even think logically, how could you
Wait, what did this motherfucker just say? What did he just say?
It says, well, it's not slavery. Oh, the slavery was, you guys know what they say the slavery was. I don't agree with that either. Because I actually looked at my genealogy. I mean real records, not just taking a DNA test. That's like that's for entertainment purposes anyways. Like they just lying about that shit. How the hell even think logically, how could you have a DNA test? Like you need both participants. So let's just say you want to find out who your dad is, right? You take a paternity test where you would both need to submit a piece of your DNA, like whether saliva, spit, whatever, right? Or blood. They could do blood tests too. So then they take those and then they compare them to each other because the DNA structure is only once removed. And those type of DNA tests, you can go up to your grandparents, or you can you could do it with cousins. I think it has to be like first or second cousins. I think after third cousins, it might be to, I'm not exactly sure on that one, but you could do it with your siblings. But just this like generic, it's just going to tell you exactly where you come from. Like in Africa, like most of those countries in Africa were just named within the last 100, 200 years. You know what I'm saying? So like how the hell am I from a place that didn't even politically exist on a map until somebody drew borders there, and then there's no proof of any of this? It's supposed to be a business, right? You got hundreds of millions of people, they say, coming. First of all, that doesn't even make sense because they said there was Native Americans here, right? But those are just Siberian people who came from, obviously, Siberia, because look at the Siberians that are still there. They have like the Native American culture. But the people who were in the Americas were the people that Christopher Columbus found when he came over here, right? So anyways, man, I don't want to get too much into that. I was just really talking about slavery. Oh yeah, nah, we're gonna have this talk for just a second because people always talk about slavery, but nobody has any proof. Like that's what I was saying. These are businesses who are bringing hundreds of millions of slaves over here, right? So where are the documents at? So everybody who says that they come from Africa should be able to go and find the slave manifest when they're answering.
See, this motherfucker know all this shit, but he don't know how to get his ass up and go to work to take care of them kids. You know all this shit, but you ain't looking up Indeed to find out who hiring so you can make some money to take care of these kids. All that shit is good, but it ain't good for you because it's not it's not equating to any income coming in for your household. I don't get it. He looking up all this shit that don't got shit to do with shit.
The rest of their ancestors and death records and marriage records and land and titles and deeds and to properties and shit. For like, it should be a traceable. It shouldn't be just like a myth. Like, whoo, they came over here, they were slaves. Our ancestors, we went through this, we went through that. Like, nobody can even prove that shit. Okay, but what you can prove is if you ask your parents where you come from, where y'all from. A lot of people saying we heard that we was Indian and stuff like that, or we heard we had Indian. But if you actually start asking your family, they'll start to tell you, yeah, we have Indian in our family. But people, like, they just get so caught up in that African story. That's why I don't rock with that shit. I don't really like that, you know, because not only does it give black people like it brings them down so much, because now they have to be the ones who are just looked at as just less than, like, oh, you were just a slave not too long ago. It's always brought up as a thing to just keep you down. It's like victim mentality, like, oh, the slave, oh, the white man, and just all this different type of shit. In reality, the word slave comes from Slovenian, Slavic. Like, what type of people are we talking about when we're talking about slaves? I don't even understand. A real slave is a damn employee. And guess what? That actually goes into the slaves that came over here. They were just immigrants looking for work. That's what it was. They volunteered to come over here. They came over here as what? Indentured servants or employees who work for voyage. Like, they wanted a job, like, because the economy in Europe wasn't doing good at that time and people were starving. So they came to America.
He cooking.
Where the land was rich and we knew how to farm over here. That's another thing. There's a group of so-called Native Americans who actually they dance and they like pray to the rain gods, and that's how their crops are supposed to grow. And then there's people who farm and they know how to build dams and, you know, water systems and things like that. Those are farmers. When I look back at my family, we're farmers. Like, going back and well into the 1700s, my people were farming in Texas. That's why it was nice that I got to move out here to Texas. And that's what I want to do, is get off the grid and stuff like that. But I don't want to get too much with the conspiracy theorists. That was actually just another reason why I left school. Because, like, especially when you start to open your mind and then you're around other individuals who may not be into the same type of topics as you, then it's like all you guys really want to do, like, especially in college, is like turn up and have fun and just whatever, like have sex and do all these drugs.
Nigga, you did drugs and had sex. You got 3 little bitty ass kids, and you just said you did LSD and mushrooms and weed and all this dumbass shit. You had 3 kids. You live at your parents. You did drugs.
Into the same type of topics as you, then it's like all you guys really want to do, like, especially in college, is like turn up and have fun and just whatever, like have sex and do all these drugs and stuff like that. And it's like, I just wanted to learn. And
you hear this motherfucker? This nigga he's a hypocrite. You just talked about all the drugs you do and did all while you were in college. And you got 3 little bitty ass kids, 6, 3, and 5 months. And said all you wanted to do was learn, but you dropped out. Like, this dude, bro, I swear, bro.
You know, I had so many goals, and I just felt like a lot of people didn't align with me, and that's why
Now you had goals?
I don't have friends right now, currently. But it's not that I don't want to have friends. It's just that I want to have like-minded friends, or at least friends who are open-minded. Like, yeah, we don't have to agree on everything, but we have to pretty much agree a little bit on the fundamental values that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I want to be around people who aren't striving to be on the same level as me? And that's not a knock or nothing. That's just real life. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, man. I guess I kind of went on a rant right there. I'm not even gonna lie. Man, I just want to keep these videos real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's a community of people who's out there rocking with me, they gotta pretty much know the deal. You know what I'm saying? And these videos that I'm making, I don't really be knowing what I want to say. You know, I have a whole guide right here that I just had ChatGPT come up with based off of me dropping out of school and becoming an entrepreneur. Obviously, I'm not a millionaire yet, so that's not the type of video I can make. But I just wanted to kind of just talk about why I dropped out of school. And after I dropped out of school, I didn't know what to do. At first, yes, I was working a job up until I was 21. And then at that age, I had a newer car, and I just started driving Uber with it, man. And my journey with driving with Uber, I did that for like 7 years, to be honest with you. And that was during the time when my first 2 children were born, and that's all I was doing. Man, I actually got to talk about that part of the journey too, but I don't want to make these videos too long. Like, I just want to, you know, kind of just get in, talk about something, whatever. And I'm just trying to engage an audience. Like, I don't know, like, I know what it's like to watch YouTubers, especially, well, it's been phases of it, because at first we used to watch people like CJ So Cool and Prince Family and like Pretty Boy Fredo and DDG, you know, still watch some of those people, not CJ So Cool. Well, really just DDGG out of those people that I mentioned or whatever. No, Pretty Boy Fredo, he's tight too, man. Like, you know, I'm happy to see his family and to see that he's still around within his children's life and stuff like that. Like, he's a good inspiration for young men. You know, I definitely believe in taking care of your kids and being married and stuff like that. But it's just, I guess there's a lot of people coming up right now like that. So here's my thing, man. I don't have no social media, right? Like, I had actually deleted it for a while. I just had to sign back in because I was trying to look at the social media for the nonprofit that I work with. Anyways, so I had to log back into my accounts and shit. Like, I gotta talk about that too. Why I stopped doing social media, but actually YouTube is the only social media that I do. So basically, I watch a lot of videos. I try to watch a lot of people. One of my favorite, well, pretty much my favorite YouTuber right now is this guy named Dante London. He's somebody who decided to, instead of work a job and stuff like that, he decided to go straight after YouTube. But he didn't have a job, and he was living in low income housing and stuff like that. And I just felt like my story related to him because, I mean, I didn't do exactly that. I did start a YouTube channel. I post.
So I looked this kid up, this Dante kid, right? I looked him up. And I know why he resonates with this guy. I'm going to pull his channel up. This is a guy who's probably his age, not in his current situation. He's got a wife, but he only got one kid. But this is a kid who I guess recently went, I don't know, I guess viral on YouTube, and people are watching his content, but it looks like he's going through a phase where people are turning against him. But he ran up his subscribers. He's been creating content, I guess, for a while. But as of like the past 2 months, YouTube has been pushing him. So he's making decent money. And with the decent money he's making bad decisions. So he went out, just my little short research, because I've heard Daniel mention his name, but he mentioned it again. The kid made $20-some thousand last month. He goes out and buys a Ram. Right? And then he does a content, didn't look at the contract, realized once he did look at the contract, days after him getting the fucking car, he tries to take it back. And they like, bro, we can't take the car back. So you paying over $1,000 for a pickup truck, not understanding, not knowing that, listen, okay, YouTube is promoting you now because he's doing journey-based content, but it's really not journey-based content. All he's talking about how broke he is, and people are feeling sorry for him. Well, they were feeling sorry for him, but they're not. They're slowly kind of like turning against him because of the decisions that he's making now with the money. All right, so let me pull this guy up. This is the guy that he always, that he, says he's his favorite guy or whatever. This guy right here, Dante London. So he did a video. I was just going through his shit right here, this one. So you see he's been posting all his settlements, and he's making decent money now. He went and jumped out the window and bought this truck.
Heck, thank you, Latanya.
Now, he didn't move out of low income, but he went on a rant after he bought the truck.
So I just tried it out, and so I shared the link clip out the video that I shared it in,
Let me see if
and
I
the
can-
account closed, right? So that's $2,000 gone right there. I owe $3,500 on a car note that got repossessed back in 2021 that I had, right? $3,500 on that. I owe $2,000 to AT&T from phones that I got back in 2018, right? I owe T-Mobile $747, right? 2 payday loan places, right, that I had to pay back, which was well over $400, $200 at each, right? Who else I have? At my old low income apartment, I owed them $435 for whatever back. Let me talk about the car real quick. I'm gonna open these at the end of the video, so keep watching. The whole situation about the car. Now, the only reason I got this truck was because my last car that I had, it was a 2003 Ford Escape that I had actually got through the state of Michigan, right? It was this place called Michigan Works where they help people who has kids, you know, get transportation, get a job and things like that. This was when I was on cash assistance, food stamps and everything. This was like maybe a year and a half ago, right? I was like broke. I was down bad, so I needed help. I couldn't afford a car or nothing, so they helped me get that car. So I had that car for 2 years, right? It's been riding good, but mind y'all, this is a 23-year-old car, right? So I've been driving them up for 2 years. Last week, it broke, right? It broke. Transmission went out, whatever. I don't know how it happened. So I took it to the shop to get the transmission fixed, right? No, the alternator went out. So I took it to the shop. I got the alternator fixed. And then I took it to another shop to get the transmission fixed. And when I took it to the shop to get the transmission fixed, they told me the car was not safe to drive because the framing of the car was deteriorated, right? So if anybody would have crashed into the car at a high rate of speed, they would have went straight into the back seat. So it was not safe for my son to even be in that car. It wasn't even safe for me to drive that car, period. Right? So I had no choice. Now, I was hesitant. I was going to just not put my son in the car, and I was just going to keep driving it and just buy another older car. That was the plan.
Now, this is his favorite YouTuber. This is a guy who lives in low income. He got a wife and a kid, like a son, like a 5-year-old. But this is why this is his favorite YouTuber. This guy, from the history, the little research I did, kept getting fired from jobs. You even see the people in the comment section telling him he has to get his shit together. YouTube is pushing him now, but hold on.
I don't want to go through the whole situation of buying another older car. Now, if y'all don't know, cars are expensive, very expensive. So I would have came out of pocket at least $5,000 to get any type of decent car that runs with no problems, with not that many problems, right? So it was a hard decision. I was just gonna buy another older car, but I drive a lot, right? So I needed something reliable. So I ended up getting this, which is a car note. Let me explain this to y'all. I don't have good credit, bro. My credit score is like 500, bro. So I had to put a lot of money down to get into this car, right? For one. And for two, let me let y'all know how crazy this is. I don't know too much about car loans and interest rates or nothing like that. I didn't care, right? I was at the dealership just like, okay, well, if y'all can get me into this, I'll take it, right? So it wasn't until, so when I did get approved for this, right? When I did get approved for this, I had to put some money down. They got me into this mug, right? The next day, I read the paperwork, right? Why is the interest rate 20.83, right? Like, let me explain. I didn't know nothing about this. I had to look all this stuff up because I didn't even know what I got myself into, right? I had to look all this stuff up. The interest rate is 20.83%, right? Let me remind y'all, a regular interest rate ranges between like 5 and 7, right?
That's not true. And I can see why he signed this deal. He said a regular interest rate ranges between 5 and 7. That's 2%. And that's not true. An interest rate depends on the individual. It's situational. But a 2% range is ludicrous. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. But let's just continue.
And let me explain. Let me put this in simpler terms for y'all. So with that high interest rate, because I don't have good credit, right? That means over the course of the next 6 years, I will be paying double what this car is worth. This car is worth $23,000. This truck, a 2019 Ram 1500, is worth $23,000, right? By the end of this term, I would have paid $51,000. That's $21,000 in interest, right? Horrible loan, bro. It's a horrible loan. So when I found that out, I tried to take this mug back to the dealership the next day. I'm like, can y'all unwind this and take me out the deal? They tried to pull the, oh, well, you can't do it and everything is already processed. And normally dealerships still can, but they didn't want to because they was already desperate trying to sell me a car. And so I tried to take it back. I couldn't, and I was finna do a voluntary repossession. I didn't care. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to pay this, bro. Like,
You know what that sound like? It sound like Daniel. Choices and decisions. He went out there, he jumped out the window, he got a nice check from YouTube. If his credit score is a 500, and that's a 2019 Ram, that's a base model. He said it was 23,000. They probably made him put 10,000 down. All right, 500 credit score, he probably had to put 10 down. Right? I think he said his check was 27,000 from YouTube that month. Now they living in low income. I seen somebody say he be on the thing begging for money. From the few videos I went, it did seem like he got fired from a bunch of jobs. It looked like he was just recently working at Walmart. It seemed like his content was based on struggle. Obviously, YouTube started to push him, and that's how I guess how Daniel found, because Daniel kind of relates with the whole struggle situation. But this guy goes out when he could have bought any car. You get a $27,000 check from YouTube. Okay, granted, I didn't find a video where he's talking about the car, but let's say granted your other car was messed up, but then you go buy a pickup truck. And then you don't look at the deal. And then when you look at the deal, now you just want to give up and do a voluntary repo. You just want to throw in the towel based off a decision that you made. So this is why this is his favorite content creator, because he's making piss poor decisions like him. I don't feel bad for him. Who goes into a dealership and don't read the paperwork or don't ask questions?
Y'all pretty much lied to me. I thought about suing for like file a civil lawsuit because I felt like they lied to me for real, bro. But they did kind of explain to me a little bit when I tried to take the car back. They explained to me like, well, the rate is what it is because of your credit, right? But it doesn't mean, they tried to tell me that it doesn't mean I have to go out the full term, right? If I work on building my credit over the next 6 months or a year, then I can look into refinancing the car, meaning I can go try to refinance through a credit union or through some other bank with a lower interest rate, right? So that's the plan, right? But yeah, I was about to I called the loan is through Capital One, right? And so I called them. I'm like, bro, y'all can come pick this mug up because I'm not about to pay on this mug, because they pretty much lied to me. They didn't explain to me.
So he was ready to renege on the loan the very next day. The very next day. And he's saying they lied to him. No, they didn't lie to you. You just didn't read your paperwork. And you went in there trying to big ball.
They made me seem like I was getting in a good deal, But under the circumstances, I guess the fact that I still was able to get into a truck was still great, right? But I could have just gotten to something way different, right? I just didn't understand it. So, I did not want to get this truck, y'all. I did not want to get this truck in the first place. I got it because I needed a car. And what I'm paying, my car note, I'm paying $695 a month for this, right? In which the payments won't start until I think 2 months from now. So $695, and I have to keep full coverage insurance on here. So the insurance that I got is farmer's insurance, which was $495. So $695 plus $495, I believe it's like $1,100.
This motherfucker paying $500 a month for a 2019 Ram for insurance, and $695 a month for the note. He says $23,000 down. $23,000 for the truck. I don't know what he put down. I ain't finna do the math in my head. It's late. But $23,000 truck. He got 20% interest. He paying $500 a month for insurance. $695 for a 2019 1500 Ram.
So that's $1,100 alone that I have to pay just for this car. Y'all know, bro, I'm still sitting here contemplating this, bro. Like real life. I know it looks good on camera, bro. It looks good. Oh, you got a truck, bro. No, bro, that junk is too expensive. What the heck? You feel me? I didn't realize like how stupid this loan was until I really did my own research and realized that, bro, that interest rate is crazy for real. But given my credit, I guess I ain't had no other choice.
He said he didn't realize how stupid the loan was until he did his own research, what he could have did right there in the finance manager's office. And $695 really ain't a lot of money for. Well, I don't know. He's a young kid, so maybe $695 is a lot for him. But $695, what do you say, $23,000? I mean, $695 really ain't, in today's time, is really not that bad. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, the $500 for the insurance, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, he could have did all this shit at the finance manager. He agreed to the note. They told him what the note was going to be before he left. He had to have insurance before he drove off. He didn't go with no trade in. So, man, I ain't trying to hear that, but that's why this is Daniel's favorite content creator, because look, he resonate with the dumb decisions.
But I guess I could have bought a car, right? That was my only other option.
You get a $27,000 check from YouTube. He could have easily went and bought a $10,000 holler. He could have went to a buy here, pay here, bought a $10,000 holler to get him and his son and his wife around until he could get something better later on. That's it.
Another older car, I should say. I couldn't have like bought this, straight cash. I ain't got $23,000 cash to spend on the truck. In which, after all the taxes and fees, it would have came out to like $28,000 total in cash. And I ain't got that. So, and like I said, bro, I'm still contemplating on this right now, bro. Like, I'm thinking about filing a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, bro, because it's like, bro, no. You feel me? That's a lot of money, bro. Like, y'all know, bro, I know what it's like to be broke, bro. Broke. That's why I had to pay off all that debt I was in. All of the debt. You feel me? And that ain't even all of it, you right? I still got some debt I still have to pay off, bro. Like, my past history, credit, all that stuff was just horrible, bro. So the money that I'm making now, bro, I'm trying to get everything. I'm trying to build my life back up from all the stupid mistakes I made as a young teenager, as a young adult. You feel me? So I'm not out here splurging on money, bro. Like, I'm trying to move out of low income, which I shouldn't even be trying to move, to be honest. I need to be staying put, but I personally want to move. You know what I'm saying? I want to get out there, pay some other rent, get some real credit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to build some credit for real. And I'm trying to prove to myself that I can survive outside of low income, right? So what y'all know is, if I move, bro, like, I'm gonna be paying however much in rent plus another $1,000. That's gonna be like $2,500 just between living and a car note every month, right? Thankfully, right now, I'm making more than that on YouTube, right? I'm making more than what the living expenses would be, but it's not to say that would stay that way long term. But I'm a hustler, man. I do what I gotta do to make my money, But yeah, bro, this is a horrible car loan. So I know it looks good on camera. It sounds good. Yes, it's exciting to still be able to get up and get in a truck. And the fact that I'm still able to get in a pickup truck was still fire. But the amount of money that I have to pay and the interest rate is insane, bro. And it just wasn't a smart move with me trying to build my credit up right now. So yeah, man. So horrible car loan, and like, I'm being 100% honest with y'all, bro. I'm really thinking about filing a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Now, Chapter 7 bankruptcy is to help you eliminate any debt, right? Like I said, I paid down most of it, but I still got debt. But I ain't pay off all my debt because I ain't trying to go broke. You feel me? Well over $20,000 in debt, y'all. Just a bunch of little miscellaneous things over the years. Phones and loans and banks and things like that, bro. Like, you know what it's like to have to overdraw from multiple bank accounts, right? And then they get closed because you couldn't pay them back. Like, that's how broke I used to be, bro. So this money is needed. It's not wanted. It's needed, bro. Like, so I'm like,
so he's saying all this while he go out and bought a pickup truck. So now, a day after getting the pickup truck and then looking at the paperwork and the deal he signed, he want to file a Chapter 7 or do a voluntary repo of the very next day. So this is why he resonates with this guy. And this is why
just keeping
this is
it all
his
the way 100
favorite
with y'all.
content creator. I just wanted to put that into context for everybody.
And I took a break, but during that time I was like living with my mom and living at my mother-in-law's house and shit like that. And we did have apartments, but then we would have to we would move into an apartment and then move back and then move into an apartment and then move back. So it was like we never really got nowhere. And then all of a sudden I'm 30 years old. So I really should have just journeyed. Like I should have just documented my entire journey, and I probably already could have been a successful YouTuber. And don't act like, or don't ever think.
And then it's funny how when he came up on the call-in show 3 weeks ago, I gave him this whole blueprint, and now he's saying it, and then he don't give me the credit. Like if he also quit at YouTube. If you go look at his old content, he quit at YouTube. If he would have kept going at YouTube, he probably would be far along now, but he gave up on that. He gave up on that too. Mr. Millionaire, you give up on everything.
That I'm just out here trying to, make millions of dollars off of YouTube, and that's why I'm doing this. Like, now I'm actually doing this because this is part of my journey, and I just want to document it this time, like regardless of what happens in the near future. Like, I think I got a lot of stuff set up to where I could really be successful, but I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket just trying to make money off of YouTube, and so this is just journey-based content, man. This is what we're doing over here. If you haven't checked out the last video, the video from last night, I was spilling some of the tea on a situation that happened at the nonprofit. We got kicked out of the website because I said I had just got full administrative access, and I kicked the other guy off, and I guess I did something wrong that caused the damn servers to go down or whatever. And so we were all kicked out. We were all basically locked out of the website, and I had to so anyways, if you want to hear about that drama, then go ahead and click there's a link right here or somewhere, and then there in the description, I'll go ahead and post it. And so, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, then drop a like and make sure to subscribe, you guys, okay? Because I'm going to just be dropping these as often as I can. I appreciate y'all, man. Have a good one. Hey, you guys, what's going on? My name is Daniel.
I don't want to show his kids on. I mean, whatever, but I don't want to show that shit on my channel. So where I saw a comment. Some guy posted. Was it on this one?
Some things
happen. Let me go back to that video too. I want to show you. All right, so look.
Hey guys, what's going on?
You can follow his channel. I'm gonna hit the like button for him. Oh, he got three more subscribers. Cool. Follow his channel, and I did tell him to put his Cash App right there, right? For all you people that encouraged him when he first came up, and I told him don't go to Texas, but all y'all said, oh, Mark, you hating on him. You crushing his dreams. He should go. And I said, well, man, he got a family. He got 3 kids and a wife, and he ain't got no money. Oh, man, you a hater. Why would you tell him that? Man, let him go live his dreams. Well, guess what? He can't pay his rent. So there go his Cash App. Since y'all encouraged the dumb shit, you encouraged the dumb shit. Now he out there trying to figure out how he gonna pay rent. You can Cash App him some money. There you go. Cash App $ Daniel M940. Send him some money because you encouraged him. All y'all people that came in my comment section that time and was all in the chat talking all that dumb shit, encouraging this foolishness, and everything I said was going to happen, happened. You go across country, you struggling at home with your family, living at your mama. What makes you think you're going to be able to survive in a big city like Dallas on your own? First of the month came around, he can't pay rent. Still ain't paid the rent. So since you encouraged it, whoever you are, I know you watching because you can't help but watch. Send your Cash App. The last time I said, damn, anybody send you a Cash App yet? All them people that was encouraging this foolishness, that was telling me, oh, Mark, you hating on this kid. Let him go live his dreams. No, Mark, I ain't got no Cash App yet. Daniel, you get a Cash App yet? No, ain't nobody sent me nothing. Then none of the people that was in my comment section and in the live stream in the chat that was championing you with all this dumb shit, they ain't sent you nothing. No, they ain't sent me nothing. Damn. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Well, there goes Cash App. Daniel M. Dollar sign Daniel M. 940. Go ahead and send him a Cash App. Go ahead and send him a Cash App. You know who you are. One of them, you in here now. You hit the dislike button. Go ahead and send him a Cash App. Instead of hitting the dislike button, send him some money. All right. There you go. All right. Hold on, let me see something. It was a comment section. It was a comment.
Some things happen.
Where's this guy? Daniel probably deleted it. He probably deleted it.
That's what happened, man.
Yeah, he deleted it. Hold on, maybe he didn't. Maybe it's under.
Some things happened, okay? Now.
Yeah, he deleted it. Somebody basically told him what I be telling him. So it is what it is. All right. Let's see. I remember that episode. Buddy had your right attitude. Yeah, that was the episode. Ooh, when was that? That was like maybe October, November, I think. It says JF Trucker said YouTube is destroying minds. I definitely think there are some people that are, and here's the thing, like that guy who he says is his favorite person. I don't think that kid is purposely misleading people, but I think people are indirectly being misled. So, like how Daniel looks up to that guy. The reason why people are looking up to that guy now is because for some reason he was the chosen one, and YouTube is pushing him. But if you go read the comments, the audience that I guess that was once in favor is starting to turn on him. There's only so long with that type of content that you're going to, be popping, right? The moment struggle content is no longer a thing anymore, those views are going to go away, So because there's no substance there, there's no entertainment there, there's no education there, so there's no value there. And people are looking for value, right? So eventually that's going to go away, which, when the decisions like that kid is making, he's making poor decisions, right? Because now he's creating he's accumulating more debt, right? And the moment they turn the switch off on him, which eventually is because there's no substance there, the views are going to go down, and so is the revenue. And then what? You're still going to be stuck with all this stuff that you accumulated when you had those 2 or 3 months where you made decent money. So a person like Daniel was seeing that, and he thinks, oh, well, I could become a successful YouTuber just off my struggle content too. And that's a possibility that you could catch a little run. But unless you take that opportunity and transition it into while you got that momentum, transition it into something that has some type of value, then you're gonna come and you're gonna go. People are looking for value. All right. If you don't have any wisdom, you don't have any life skills that you could teach somebody, you're not a good public speaker based off your experience, life experience, or experience in business, you're not going to be able to retain an audience. And that's what he needs to understand. So that's how he's being misled, because he's seeing other people's success, temporary success, and he's thinking he can do it, and it's going to be for a lifetime, and he's not going to have to do work. You're just going to be able to create this content and based off your journey in life, you're going to get these 30, 40, $50,000 checks every month. And that's just far from reality. There's only a handful of people that can do that. And the people that do that, they have substance. They have substance. So, uh, he has anxiety. He is back and forth all the time like that. Yeah, I think Daniel is like that too. The difference between Daniel and the other boy is we working on Daniel. Daniel gonna get it together. Listen, if we can get Daniel to change his mindset, that's going to be the biggest victory that I think I'm gonna have. If I can get him to turn his mindset around, that's gonna be a big victory. We just gotta keep working on him. I think he, I think he, I, seeing some signs of breakthrough is just, all this dumb stuff that he reads and he inputs into his mind all these conspiracies and just his mindset, the way he thinks about work. Like, if I don't understand. You think the kids would be enough for him to get his shit together, but it's gonna take a little bit more work, I see. But we working on it. That other guy, I don't know, man. Something wrong with that kid. Something wrong with him too. But whatever. Um, you said, does common sense exist anymore? I don't know, but I can tell you one thing: it ain't that common. It ain't that common no more. Common sense ain't that common no more. Let me see. The Stellantis probably is the last thing I would want to purchase with reliability in mind. Yeah, I don't think he put any thought into, what he did. I think he got a check. I think the check was 27 grand, and I think he jumped out the window based on his history of, you know, his decision making as far as his finances in the past. From what we heard him go down the list, he has a history of just not making good decisions, and he's still not making good decisions. And he's quick to, like Daniel, quick to make a bad decision and just, I'm gonna file chapter 7. Oh, I'm gonna do a voluntary repo. You just bought the car yesterday, you're gonna voluntary repo the very next day. All right, why don't you try to figure out a way to make the shit work? All right, go get a job. You know what I'm saying? He quit his job. You quit your job to be a full-time YouTuber and you don't have any substance. It's only a matter of time that shit gonna happen. But see, then this is where they call the OGs haters, because we tell them stuff that just makes sense and it always comes into fruition. The haters now, the way I guess the new definition for a hater is a person that has everything that you need, including the mindset, but because they're telling you everything you need to do and there's work associated with it, that makes you a hater. So the person who has the knowledge, the assets, everything that you aspire to be, to that generation now, when they come to you for guidance and you tell them the guidance, and if there's any ounce of work associated with it, and or you tell them, look, man, listen, you got to put some work in, you got to go work and save up money, do this or that. Oh man, you crushing my dreams. You come to people that got the blueprint. They give you the blueprint. You rebuttal it because there's work associated with it. And then a person who ain't got shit, this is the new age. Motherfucker ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Label the person that has, including knowledge. The key thing that the individual has is the information. They label it a hater. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Hey, need to go to trade. He need to go to trade school. Appreciate that super chat. I think trade school is gonna be too hard for him. He got to change his mindset first. If you talking about Daniel, I would agree. I think he should do something. But based on where his mindset is at right now, trade school is mm-mm. he he would probably end up getting a job before he go to trade school because trade school, he I mean that's going to take up too much of his time, and he needs income coming in. He got 3 kids and a wife that don't work in a new city where they trying to fend. They don't got that shelter anymore like they had back in Colorado. So I don't know if a trade school at this point is in the cards for him. He needs money now. So he needs money now. So Dante has had many jobs. He does Instacart because he can't keep a 9 to 5. Yeah, I was reading some. I didn't see the content, but I went through some of the comments in the video that I watched, and I saw a person or two say like, man, he mentioned that he can't hold on to jobs and da 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 da. He keeps placing the blame, and he needs to get it together. YouTube seems to be pushing struggle content now, so you see a lot of people that create content based on just having a hard time trying to figure things out in life and all that. And that type of content is moving now, so you see the people who jump from niche to niche are jumping in that realm. And he just happened to, that Dante guy just happens to be the guy that caught fire. But obviously that's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. From the comments I saw, it looks like people are turning on him. So they were rooting for him. I read comments like, "Yeah, we were rooting for you, but now that you're making a little money, you know he's making bad decisions. Now that the money's coming, you can get out of debt. You're still making bad, piss poor decisions, and then not taking responsibility and placing the blame." And see, here's another issue I noticed from the one video. I think I watched 2 videos of him, and I noticed a video with him is the support system that other have is not pushing these guys to do better. They're comfortable with the circumstances that they're in. So when you got a person who is the head and the other party is not pushing for them to do better, right? And leaning on them to do better, they're comfortable with the circumstances they're in, it pacifies it. And there you have it. Because both of those guys' situations are the same. And that's just what that is. Um, his whole thing, and we're gonna follow his journey. That's I mean, shit. If whatever I gotta do to shed light to help him grow his channel and help give him the monetization, I'm gonna do it. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna watch this shit. I don't care who gets mad because you ain't sent him no fucking cash app, and you probably was the one who told him not to listen, and go do this shit, and now he can't pay his rent. Rent still ain't paid. It's the fucking 10th. And that's why I was telling him, like, don't let these people on the internet and the comment section and the chat and all these other people send you off. Because I told him this in the Discord. I said, because when you get out there, you can't pay your bills, ain't none of these people going to help you. And guess what? Ever since I've been documenting this shit, ain't nobody said shit. But they had a lot to say when I told this goofy ass don't do this shit. Ain't nobody said shit. And the people still watch the channel. Now everybody quiet. Is mums the effing word? I'm gonna ask him tomorrow. You get a Cash App yet? He's more concerned with working a job that could potentially be rendered obsolete and realistically and potentially being homeless with children. Whatever excuses from AI and robots taking over jobs to slaves working being a slave thing to happiness and all this goofy shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's just gonna make excuses and condition his mind um, to think in a certain way. And he's basically talking himself out of. He's making up scenarios in his mind to prevent himself from going to work. That's what he's doing, and I just it's unfortunate that he has no one that can really lean on him. You would expect his partner to lean on him, but clearly that's not going. So he's I don't know. I don't know. But even with the content, like next time he clicks the link, I'm gonna tell him like you got to do better with this content, because man, like like you got to have some type of substance, bro, if you want people to subscribe to you. You got to have some type of substance. Okay, you don't have any education, you can't teach anybody anything, you don't have any experience in anything. The life, obviously, you can't give life experience, you can't give work experience. So the only thing you have is your journey. But then he's gonna have to do like buddy. He's gonna have to move around with it. He's gonna have to create different, you know, he's gonna have to come up with different ideas for videos to kind of take himself out of just sitting in that car, because now it's becoming redundant and it's boring. So it is what it is. He seems to be spiritually divested from the kids. Don't think he cares about it. Maybe the wife leaves. I don't think I agree with the first thing. Um, the second thing, I don't think she would, because you got to look at it. 10 years, 3 kids, same situation. If 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 she was gonna leave, she would have left after the first one. She stuck for a second, stuck for a third, still there. So they're okay with it. They're all right with it. If she wasn't, this wouldn't have been repeated as many times as it has been. And then if you remember from the video the other day, he said that she was upset that she had to get up and go do the load because he got fired. So she's upset. So now when it's time that she got to pick it up to keep the shit going, he said in the video she's upset. So that means she doesn't want to work. So that proves the point right there. It is what it is. So we're gonna keep following it though. So you don't get that motivated. I don't think we all don't get it, but we're gonna keep following it. We're gonna keep following it. Yeah, I told him to turn the truck in and file bankruptcy. He can forget that luxury apartment that he wants to move in. He want a luxury apartment. Yeah, that kid, he's gonna probably see a few more of those checks, right? And then they're gonna cut the switch off, because that's just how it works. There's no substance there. So once they cut the switch off, and once that form of content is no longer popular, because it has no lifespan, it's no substance there. Those checks are going to get smaller, and he's going to accumulate, the car, the luxury apartment. He's not going to be able to afford it. It's different if that kid, has some type of value that he can constantly provide over and over and over and over and over again to new and returning subscribers. Then yeah, the channel will grow and blossom, and he can continue to regurgitate the same information because there's always going to be a new crop of people coming in. But if you don't have that, you're gonna hit a wave, and then that's it. Look at the box truck space. As soon as the tide turned, the creators that were creating content during the pandemic, they left too. Their businesses failed. One, they were creating content based on something that they really didn't know. They just got into the space themselves. And people were following, they were buying coaching, they were buying mentorship. My channel was built in the decline. The people who were still around, I've caught up and passed them that still make content. And it's not a knock, it's just the truth. How I was able to build a channel in a decline is based off my experience, right? Presents value. I'm older, so I can incorporate life experience with the business experience. And then also, I provide more of business content, more so than box truck content. Like, you can watch my channel and not necessarily have to be in a box truck, right? So that's how it's easy for me to build a channel in a decline. That kid, it's only a matter of time they cut the switch off on him. Hopefully he doesn't continue to make big straw purchases, because if he does, he's just going to repeat the same cycle of making poor decisions. It's just not going to ever get better. You said you're solo and clinically depressed, and not one half of pessimist as he is. What you mean you clinically depressed? What you depressed about? You woke up, you hear you in the chat, so that means you got a phone or a computer. It mean you got internet. Sir, what you depressed about? What you depressed about? What you upset about? We want our ideas to succeed so badly. He was taking a chance. He was going for his mark. McDonald's will always be there if he gives up. It's not wrong with going for your mark, but you got a plan. This is something I told him the other day, and clearly he still hasn't made a plan. See, here's the thing. If he would have made a plan initially, once he dropped out of high school, a lot of the decisions that he's made, he wouldn't have made them, because he made a plan. And within that plan, he knew he set certain goals and certain milestones. And he why he was trying to approach and, get to these certain goals and hit these certain milestones, that certain decisions would hinder him from getting there, which would stop a lot of the bad decisions that he made that are what now are halting what he really wants, is to be a millionaire. Doesn't have a plan. What happened? Amazon fired him. Flex, right? Gig app. One that he thought he was going to be able to build a business off of. Then he transitioned. When he asked me about working with him, I said, yeah, it's a good idea, because that provides some form of stability. But now within 2 weeks, now he's passionate about this. How are you passionate about something in 2 weeks? At the end of the day, he's going to go for whatever is going to be less work that could potentially get him to this millionaire status. That's not your passion. That's her passion. He doesn't know what his passion is. what he does know what his passion is, but the issue is he's made bad decisions because he didn't have a plan that's making his passion, and his dream of becoming this millionaire farther and farther and farther away, because he has priorities that are in front of him that's lowering his risk tolerance. That's just the reality of it. And it sounds harsh and some people don't like it. That's why a lot of people were mad at me when I told them that. But I told them what I told them 4 months ago or 3 months ago, because only a fool couldn't see that. You make $200 a day. You got 5 people that got to eat off $200 a day. And you're struggling while you're living at home with your parent. So as soon as you get on your own, making that same amount of money, as soon as the first of the month come around, you ain't going to have it. First of the month came around, you ain't got it. So it wasn't like what people were making it out to be. Oh, you're crushing his dream. No, it's common sense. It's common sense. It's just ain't too many people on the internet telling people what it is. They running around like this fucking guy the other day. I seen a video. I don't know. It could have been a response to the thing I did that you can't start no business with a gig. Man, don't let nobody tell you can't do it. Man, you can't. You can't build a business clearly looking at him off a gig, because guess what? The moment they say, fuck you, you're done. How can you build a business off something that you don't control? He thought he could build a business off a gig app until they fired his goofy ass. You can't get fired from your own business. You can fail, right? But you can't get fired. You can't build a business off something that you do not control. You don't control a gig app. The moment Amazon Flex said, don't, no, you done. You missed too many blocks. That's it. You don't control the customers. You don't control the marketing. You can't go out. You don't even determine if you get the shit or not. You can bid on it. They'll let you know if you got it. They might give it to somebody else. You have no control. It's called a gig, which means a hustle, a side, something that you use to supplement. Not something that's, it's not sustainable. You can't build off something that's meant to supplement something else. It's like a side. Like, who goes to the restaurant? I mean, people do it, but oh man, you gonna go to a goddamn it steak restaurant and just order fries? No, you're gonna order a steak and you're gonna get the fries on the side. The fries are gonna supplement and complement the steak. Or you're gonna go to the steak restaurant, I should say mashed potatoes. Oh, you should get a bowl of mashed potatoes. No, the mashed potatoes is a compliment for the steak. That extra money that you get is a compliment. It's complementing and supplementing what you made earlier in the day. It's helping you out. It's making it better. That mashed potatoes, it makes that steak better. That asparagus makes that steak better. Or we could say some A1 steak sauce. That's gonna make that steak taste a little bit better. Or that ketchup, it's gonna make them French fries taste a little bit better. That extra income is gonna make life a little bit better, right? It's their supplement. So I don't know, bro. I don't know what these people be thinking, man. They be tweaking. To be honest with you, what time is it? I agree. He will spiral down again, but I hope not. Jink, what up? Marie says she's not in the truck and she watch. Exactly. I would watch even if you weren't in a trucking channel. Yeah, I mean, I talk business. for the most part. You know, sometimes people get on my nerves, and that's why I've been creating less during the week than what I was. Because like his situation, there was a few other situations where I told people certain things that have all come into fruition. He's the only person who creates content and has come back on the channel. All the other people that people were mad at me about have come to me in private and told me that, yeah, you were right. So here's the thing. I'm like, yo, well, shit. I'm telling people, yo, don't make this decision. That's not a good decision. You don't got enough money. I told one guy, I said, bro, why would you start a business in January? Fucking dude did it anyway. It's February 10th. He's done already. But you got people in the comment section and in the chat saying, oh, don't listen to him because you drink. But the problem is when these people don't have enough money, like Daniel's situation, it's not, okay, we failed. We can pick it back up and start over again. No, it's I failed. That was everything I had. It's the 10th and I still haven't paid rent. So that's why I'm like, well, fuck it. Let me fall back for a second. Let's see how all this shit gonna play out. Oh, everybody had a lot to say in January. Everybody had a lot to say. There's a lot of negativity pushed my way, and ain't none of these people around right now. None of them. So it's hard for me to feel good about things mentally, mostly from experiencing a lot of loss. You know what? I'm not going. I was going to like give you like my little 2 cents, but you know it's late, man, and you know I don't want to. My thoughts ain't all the way there. They there, but I don't want to, just get to rambling. So I'm gonna let that one fly. Parents and grandparents passed on. Couldn't get back to my mother being prematurely taken by cancer. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Appreciate that super chat. If he would have finished his construction management degree, he would have a nice middle class life. He would. Well, if you pay attention to everything he says, he quits at everything. You know, when you quit at something, you're never gonna get a chance to experience what its full potential can be. You know, I'm the type of person I hate for something that I start to defeat me. Right? I'd rather build it up and it fail. You know, I build it build it to a point where it's functioning, it's going and going, but it just fails versus just quit during the building process. Right. Um yeah, I don't like things to defeat me. I like to figure things out. Everything. If I put my hands on something, I gotta figure it out at least. We gotta at least get it to the finished product and have it on the market. And then if it fails, then okay, well, at least we finished it. I can't quit or give up during the building process because I hit a brick wall or I hit a mountain that I'm trying to get over. No, we got to figure out how to get through this wall. We got to figure out how to get this mountain. We're gonna finish. We're gonna finish what we started. Even with this channel, I didn't know, but I've had times with this channel. I mean, it grows exponentially, but it's had times where it kind of slowed, and but just keep putting in the effort and the work. Even with me doing this night show, I said, okay, I'm gonna start trying to figure out a way to touch the people who work at night. So if it calls for me staying up late, one night a week, I'll do that, because people say, man, Mark, you should do a after dark with Mark. Okay, I'll do that. Sound like a good idea. And now I'm implementing. Once I've started, I gotta go. I gotta at least do 10 episodes. And it's a sacrifice for me, because I'd much rather be in the bed right now. But we said we're gonna do it, so we doing it. Y'all asked for the Wiseman back. I made nice. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is I want the thing to grow, and I got a certain milestone that I want to hit. I had a certain milestone, and once I hit that milestone, I'll decide what I want to do from there. But I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna take my foot up off the accelerator, not one bit, until I hit that first milestone. And then once I hit that milestone, I'll decide if I want to create another milestone, and I'm gonna push that gas a little bit harder, or if I want to just go on cruise control. So, but yeah, you gotta have a plan, and you gotta work towards it. And I don't think Daniel has a plan. So that's just what that is. You say a greater takeaway? Yeah, I think this is more of a business channel than anything else. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just working on getting USDO TMC authority, California number, CA number, and all the other crap. Side hustling had me renting trucks enough to get my own, even though it was an 03. It worked Gucci. Yeah, nothing wrong with an older truck, man. Some people are discredited and down it, but I promise you that the person who has the lesser, or the lesser, I should say, operational cost is the person who makes more money. The object is to make money, right? And if that's the object, to make money, you want to make more money. So I'd rather make more money by keeping my costs down. Everybody gonna, have their views, but I made it my business to buy used equipment, and worked fine for me. So it is what it is. No, I don't want to ramble. It's too late. I don't want to ramble. I can ramble in the day, but I don't want to ramble at night, because I've been up all day. So, been up all day, probably at least about 18, 19 hours. So I don't want to get to rambling that night, because then I might be rambling, and it might not be making no sense. You said they'll come looking for me if I stop. Yeah, they already have. I remember a few times I took a week off. I'm probably gonna take a week off later on this month. But it was a few times I took like a week off, and they came in the Discord, they came in the DMs and stuff like that. But just know, when I need to take some time off, or I'm traveling, or I'm gone for a couple of days, whatever the case may be, I'll take it. I know I've been not making as much as that daily content, because y'all got on my nerves. Well, not y'all, but they know who they are. People that was defending Daniel and all this other dumb foolishness. So I said, all right, well, fuck y'all. I'm gonna go out. I don't listen. This after dark with Mark, so I'm gonna cuss and say some things like that, because I don't have to be nice about it like it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. But people piss me off. I'm still trying to figure out how a motherfucker who ain't got shit can tell me anything. You don't got nothing. That's why you asking me for the information. I give you the information, then you get mad. Like, that shit don't make no sense to me. So guess what? I'm just not gonna give you any information. And then let me go and see how it work. You know how it work? They get to coming in the DM and in the Discord. This is what they do. They'll wait till I come in the Discord, and then they'll wait. They'll wait till the room get low. They won't say nothing. And then when it's like 3 or 4 people in there, they'll take their mic off. Man, Mark, you got a minute? They gonna come find you. Yeah, they gonna come find you. But that's why I ain't really been sliding in the Discord. And when I do slide in, I go in the VIP room. I don't go in the general chat. I was in the general chat yesterday. I was in the general chat today, and I didn't announce it. So if whoever just happened to come in there and catch me, they called me. But yeah, after like, having to go back and forth with a bunch of nonsense, and then even with the guy with the $5,000, and we came out victorious in every single one of them. Obviously, it's unfortunate that people have to go through situations like Daniel for them to be like, damn, he told me this. Like, the whole purpose of giving people the information is so that they don't have to go through these situations. And it's cool to be optimistic, but sometimes this shit it's just not an optimistic or pessimistic thing. It's just a common sense thing. His situation was just common sense. So everybody that champion that foolish behavior are just fucking retarded. To be honest with you, they're in la la land, and I'm just not the person that's gonna sit up here and coddle you like all your favorite content creators do, because they have a product that they want to sell you, so they can't offend you. And it's not even me offending you. You feel offended because it's the truth and you don't want to hear it until you feel it. See, some people have to feel it. Like Daniel, he's feeling it in order for you to accept it. So, a person that's got a product that they want to sell you, they ain't going to offend you. They're going to be nice. They're going to coddle you. Oh, yeah, we're going to make it happen. Oh, yeah, we're going to. Even if the shit don't make sense. Can't tell you it don't make sense, because guess what? I'm not in the business for you really to succeed with your business. I'm in the business to sell you whatever this product is, whether it's a ebook, a e-course, a webinar, whatever it is. I'm here to sell you on a product. The information will be in the product, and it's for you to take the information and go apply it to become successful. I'm not going to talk you out of the product, because that's where the money is made. I can create a digital product, and I can sell this same product that I created over and over and over and over and over. So I'm not going to do anything to talk a person out of purchasing it. That's what it is. So you can't really blame a person for not being completely, upfront, especially if they're selling a product. I kind of get it. It is. It's up for a person to use their discernment, though. So it is what it is. All right. I think I did what I needed to do. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. See, this is what they want. This is the crazy. You come and ask. You see, Daniel want to sit in the house and do nothing and just have bread. All right. And he can do that. He can do that, right? But he gonna have to work. He gonna have to work. He gonna have to work. And see, that's the thing. He don't want to put that work in. You want to sit in the crib and stay up late and go to bed late and wake up late, or go to bed early and get up early, and just don't have no, no set schedule, because you just, like what he says, you just want to just be free. You got to buy your freedom. You got to buy it. He ain't bought it. That's why he ain't got it. Whose birthday is it? My birthday until the end of the month. Appreciate it, though, if you tell me happy birthday, early happy birthday. I ain't even really celebrating my birthday. I'm gonna probably celebrate my girl birthday. Her birthday is 2 weeks after mine, so I'll probably just celebrate our birthday together. I will plan something for us both to do. But yeah, my birthday is to the end of the month, so I might disappear then for about a week. But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Y'all be safe. All right, catch y'all when I catch y'all. Peace.